Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Sierra Brown. I do art videos here on YouTube and I'm going to be showing you my studio. I'm going to jump right into the video and show you guys where I make art. I hope you guys enjoy. Let me just give you kind of a overall view of the studio. We have my dresser, my desk, and my bookshelf and my bed right here. So I guess what I'll start is this bookshelf. This bookshelf is from IKEA. The bins I think are from Walmart. Yes, they're from Walmart. And they each hold some art supplies and I can go through them real quick. So in this one I keep all my acrylics in. I have all sorts of acrylic paints in there, from thick body acrylic paints to the cheap craft paint. So that's that drawer. In this drawer, I have my oil paints. You can see there's an oil stain right there. So in this drawer, I have my oil paints. I just have a thing in here with all my oil paints. I use Winsor & Newton. I have a few other oil paints in here that aren't from Winsor & Newton. Like I have Blick here. I think I have a Gamblin in here. I also have other things in here like my solvent, which is by Gamblin. I have gesso and more gesso. So yeah, that's what's in there. And then over here, I have some packing supplies. So I do have an Etsy shop. I sell prints. This is the stuff for like my miniature, my mini prints. So I have all like the envelopes and stuff I have here, and I have, these are actually prints that did not turn out 100% to my quality satisfaction. They are still good, it's just there are slight flaws, like this one turned out a slight bit too dark. I might consider doing a giveaway of the prints. I have other things like my business cards in here. I have a huge box of them. Just these cute business cards. This is actually a painting I did a while back, and it just has my business information there. So yeah, that's my business card. I have a ton of them in there. Just gonna put that in there. This is business card holders, things like that. So there's kind of a bunch of random things in here as well. So just gonna close that now. Down in this drawer, I have clay materials. I used to love doing clay. I have not touched clay in many, many years. And I have this huge thing full of different colors of clay. A lot of clay in there. I have a clay roller, or actually it's a pasta machine, but I got it at the craft store for clay. More clay, more clay. I have clay casting stuff, so I can cast stuff in the clay and make molds and stuff. More clay. But yeah, this is all my clay materials and stuff like that. So this drawer is all my camera gear. So I make time lapses usually on YouTube. However, I wanted to film this video on my camera, but my camera does not have a mic hookup. This is the camera that I currently have. It is a Canon Rebel T5, I think, yeah. It's a good camera. It came with this kit. It came with a micro lens and all this other stuff I also have this time-lapse thing. It's a remote. You hook it up to the top of the camera here, and it will take pictures for you on a timer, and it will do a time lapse for you. This drawer is all my drawing supplies. So pencils, pens, colored pencils. I have a lot more colored pencils than I have in here. Downstairs in my other studio where I teach art actually. But this is just my first set of Prismacolor colored pencils. Colored pencils I really love, but I don't work in them as much anymore. I work primarily in oil paint. I also have a bunch of drawing pens, pencils. I have these watercolor brushes here. You fill the thing up with water and then you don't have to I have a water cup. It's for like on the go and stuff like that. I have other things in here. I have charcoal in here, more pencils. I have a random cactus that actually I stole from my boyfriend, and erasers, and I have this little plant pot because, as you will see, I'm obsessed with plants. So that's that drawer. This is my picture framing drawer. So I actually frame all my own artwork pretty much. There are some times where I will go buy a frame, but I usually frame my own. So I have a picture joiner. This is where you join the two corners. It's a clamp, the picture hanging wire, picture glue here, screwdriver. This is a handy machine. So this puts the little spikes to hold your picture inside the frame. So I have screws and all sorts of stuff in there. In this last drawer, I have all my spray paints and a random wood burner because I didn't know where else to put it, so I put it in here. So I have all sorts of spray paints in here. I use some clear enamels for acrylic paintings, but I also have other paints in here that I've used over the years for different projects and stuff like that. Like this frosted glass thing I used for making my own light table, and this I used for painting a Xbox controller for my boyfriend. So there's just all sorts of things in here that I've used over the years. And I actually have an air compressor, what's the word? What's the word I'm looking for? What is this? What is this thing? This is a, oh, why am I zoning what it's called? I'll think of it later and I'll put it in there. But this is also a wood burner. I have only used this once and I really did not get the hang of it. So if anyone knows how to do wood burning, can you tell me like how to wood burn, because I can't figure it out. It just didn't burn the wood very well. Maybe it's the wood I use, maybe it's the temperature I used it at. I'm not sure, but it was really frustrating and it didn't turn out how I wanted it to. So, and then on top here, I have one of my artworks, a peace lily. I am a plant mom, proudly. And I have a little plant mister thing here and my watering can. Moving on to my desk area, I have my pathos hanging happily in the window, getting lots of light and love. And I have plants here, my cactus, my succulent, and my jade plant, my roll of toilet paper that I actually use as paper towels for oil painting. Here I have a lamp. It's not very great light, but it does the work for the desk. In this first drawer, I have a bunch of just random supplies. It's very messy. Unfortunately, it's just, that's how it gets after a while. But I have some tape, ruler. I have this really cool Instamorph stuff. It's like plastic. You put it in hot water. It's moldable. It's really cool, actually. I haven't ever used it that much. I have a painting rag. I have a paper cutter, sandpaper, just a bunch of random stuff. And then in this drawer, I have a bunch of like candle making stuff and diorama making stuff. I made a sculpture diorama thing in college, and this is kind of the leftover materials from it, like this turf and stuff right here. And this, I was planning on making really cool jars, like fish jars with like, you know those pebbles in the bottom of a fish bowl? That's what these were going to be used for. I never did it, and maybe one day I will. But I even like sculpted little tiny clay fish. This was a while ago, but I may wind up doing it eventually. They're really cute. I never got the hang of using the resin. The third drawer here is like paint supplies. I have a little Tupperware paint palette thing. I have my favorite set of Winsor & Newton fine liner brushes. These brushes are amazing. A little bit pricey, but they are really, really nice. Like, you can seriously get the most amazing detail with these tiny, tiny brushes. So I use these all the time in painting all sorts of fine details, and in oils, acrylic, and watercolor, you just have to wash the brush in between. This is my travel watercolor set. Yeah, my travel watercolor set. I can't remember the brand of the watercolors that I use. I will look that up if you guys are interested. This box right here is actually the top of a violin. It is part of a violin thing I'm going to paint one day, eventually, when I get to it. But yeah, there's a lot of projects that I have laying around that I need to finish. This last drawer is a bunch of random stuff. Actually, there's very little in here. This is wire that I have wrapped actually in a bag because it's full of oil. I use this in a sculpture. I have it posted on my Instagram. I did a violin in wire, and it was really cool. I have crayons that my cousin gave me because she was like, you're an artist, you can use crayons. And I've actually used these for other crafts, like I made candles. I also have this random picture frame that I have never filled before, and oil pastels. I have not used these very much. I'm not an oil pastel person, but there they are. And then I have this thing of chalk pastel pencils. So that's in there. Let's just note how messy an art desk gets. Now, this doesn't really matter because this desk was from a yard sale. I think it was like, or no, a thrift store for like $15 or something like that. My mom painted it, and well, I also painted it. I mean, that's what happens when this is an art studio. Another plant here, my coaster that actually is a, what are these called? Crystal things. My paintbrushes, my oil paintbrushes that are right here by the easel. My pens and clay tools here in this jar. Here's my easel. The most important thing in an art studio is your easel. And this is the current painting I'm working on. I will be making a time lapse of this painting soon. She's not done yet, but here's a sneak peek. And here are my oil solvent jars. This is the one that I originally used. It still has oil solvent in it. It's odorless mineral spirits, but I don't use that one anymore because it doesn't have a coil on the bottom of this. This one has a coil. You can't really see it because it's so murky in there. Yeah, you can't see it, but there's actually like a coil where you can wipe the brushes on. This is not medicine. This is actually liquid. Original. It helps your paints to dry faster. I just had a bigger bottle and I put it in this bottle for right here at my easel. I have palette knives here. I have this cool lamp here, which obviously illuminates my artwork while I'm working. Back here, I have all my palettes. This is my oil painting palette. The paints are still wet on it, and it will stay wet for quite a while. That's my acrylic palette and my other oil palette that I have not yet cleaned. So this one I use, it's actually oil palette paper because it's so much easier and more convenient to clean. I have my apron here, random stool back there, and these are my art shelves. I have my plants on there. I'm propagating a pathos. I have these crooked letters because they will not stay straight on the wall no matter what I do. Over here I have some artwork on the art prints on the wall. This one is by one of my very favorite artists, Ruth Speer. She is an amazing artist. She actually has a YouTube of her own and an Instagram. I suggest to go follow her. She is September Wildflowers on Instagram and Ruth Speer on YouTube. So please go check her out. She's amazing. That's actually one of her prints. Also, she has a amazing time lapse of that painting on YouTube. And this one is another one of my favorite artists, Happy D artist. She is amazing, absolutely amazing. Honestly, both Ruth Speer and Happy D artist are one of the two artists, along with the many other artists that I follow, that have encouraged me to be an artist, and I look up to them very highly. These are some other prints by an artist that I met at a Comic-Con. And this is another artist that I saw this artwork at Disney when I went the last time, and I loved it so much. I can't remember her name, but she's an amazing artist. She does Disney work and all sorts of cool fantasy type things. So I also have this art cart that I haven't used before. My dresser obviously filled with clothes, and hello again, and my Bob Ross shirt, because artists don't make mistakes, just happy little accidents. Remember that, children. This is a picture of me and my boyfriend, some things. He actually gave me that alabaster jar from Italy, jewelry box, my oil diffuser, candle, and this is another piece of artwork that I am absolutely obsessed with. This was done by a Instagram artist. Her name is Not a Number Art. Well, that's her Instagram name, and she paints such tiny little fish in these shells. And more plants, because I'm a plant hoarder. I have this plant which probably needs to be repotted soon because it's tending to get big. That plant that I actually got from the lady who painted that fish. She actually gave me this plant, and it's growing healthy and strong. My shelves that I've made out of picture frames, and this little painting that I did a while back of a dock at a Pennsylvania state. And this painting up here is by Annie Stegg. Anna Stegg. I hope I say her name right. She is another amazing, amazing artist. She has a Patreon. Love her work so, so much. Over here, just got some wall decor. And oh, hello again, my floor length mirror. Over here on the other side of my room is my bed. Obviously nothing really interesting there other than more plants and my artwork. So I have a lot more artwork, but it's mainly hanging in a gallery right now. So this is what I have to display. That is a watercolor painting that I did on aqua board. This oil painting I did here in the middle, and then another oil painting. I have a time lapse of this oil painting on YouTube. But yeah, that was my entire studio, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that. All right, you guys, that was my entire studio. I really hope you guys enjoyed that video. And if you did, give it a thumbs up and let me know other ideas for art videos that you would guys really like to see. I can do all sorts of things. But leave those ideas down in the comments. I would love to do them, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.